Alright, so I watched an anime series recently called Undead Girl Murder Farce. This is bizarre. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's difficult to explain why in a few simple words. And thinking about it, I don't know if any of it is even objective, but I do believe it to be distasteful enough to forget. Whatever the case may be, it's definitely something. What is it about? An immortal woman gets dismembered and left as simply a head. So she goes on a quest to find the rest of her body, all the while solving supernatural mysteries. She is joined by the two attendants, a murder maid and a human Oni hybrid. What did I enjoy? Early episodes. There's a lot to praise here. The setup is dark and very enjoyable. The main character is actually Tsugaru, the Oni guy, and he's presented as a circus freak, who then reveals that he's actually a deranged psycho who hopes to one day go insane and rip apart the crowd who praised all this slaughter. It feels like a nice metaphor. There's also a little moment where he refuses to do anything to a cat when people randomly decide to kill it, and by acting like a doofus diffuses the situation, only to fight another cat in the evening. It felt so hopeless and dark. But then the tone shifts quite a bit once the actual premise rears its ugly head. And the thing is, I liked that too. Aya had a nice dynamic, being kind of stuck up and sassy. Tsugaru is an idiot and at times gets hit for being annoying, perfectly understandable. All the while Shizuka quietly rolls along with their antics. It's Three Stooges, kinda. And that was pretty cool too. So then all of a sudden everything shifts yet again, only this time it's about the actual story. So in the first episode there are some slow moments to set the scene, some philosophical discussion, although not exactly deep, and then there was this sense of unknown. It wasn't clear at all where the story was going, which one gets dashed by episode 2 and continues on for the rest of it. What I'm trying to say is what this is being essentially a supernatural Sherlock Holmes story wasn't hinted upon at all earlier, and the shift was yet again a bit jarring, but still I enjoyed it for the most part. The murder in the vampire mansion, the peaceful vampires who live close by humans and refuse to drink human blood. Yet there was murder and humans already came by earlier. Well, they failed, but still. I liked the setup for the murder, the pacing, how it shook up and how it all advances to the end. I'm trying to think of a good word in here. The point is that the actual resolution felt tasteless. They've solved the murder and then killed the suspect in cold blood with no problem whatsoever, leaving the man to grieve for his family and all that transpired. There was no moral, no true resolution for him, and the actual reaction from the main cast. Which swiftly brings me to the what did I dislike part. So it's constantly hammered that Oni is the strongest. Vampires, werewolves, zombies, demons, whatever. Oni wins. No contest. And that is annoying, but I guess it can be accepted. It's the fact how it plays out. Basically nobody can stop Tsugaru, no matter what happens. All the while he acts like an idiot. This just annoyed the fuck out of me. But then Lupin shows up. The Phantom Thief himself. And Sherlock Holmes, and Moriarty, and Frankenstein, and Phantom of the Opera, and whatever the hell else randomly gets thrown in. This felt idiotic, but it still kind of worked. But the quality was already rapidly dropping. So then the countless people randomly die and nobody gives a single crap about it. All the while people randomly go around cracking stupid jokes and acting nonchalant about everything. Okay, I said, and continued watching. Then the werewolf's village story happens, and essentially all the same stuff happens again, only worse, and the culprit of all these murders makes puppy eyes and gets let go. Oh, and Tsugaru randomly kills 3 werewolves with 0 effort, and after they were hyped up for about 8 episodes. Nobody even asked what happened to them. Which is where it ends. So the thing is, the goons getting mowed down, happens in many stories, but it's usually at least acknowledged. People died, oh no. There wasn't even this level of concern here. It was so relevant that it wasn't even talked about in jest. And it probably could have worked if they did. Murder Farce being the name, one would imagine some sort of message about meaning behind killing. Hell, any kind of message really, but it really was extremely surface level shit. Set up the murder, act like it matters, walk around for a bit, suddenly a whole lot of death happens left and right, and act like nothing just happened and move on. It's bizarre. I've seen Kratos show more compassion about the nameless people dying. Somehow it feels so callous, so pointless, that I can't bring myself to care about anything here. But then I actually try to, only to see random characters picked up from other stories and getting shoved in here. And it's this typical idiotic story of evil people being evil to make the most powerful asshole imaginable. But it's completely obvious that Tsugaru is gonna fight him in the end and win. Oh, and there is also this organization of insurance workers who are basically Inquisition, and they are also typical elite goon force. I legitimately feel like everything here is insulting. Like whatever effort was spent here was fully concentrated in the setup. In that first episode, and after that the animators and the rest of the staff worked hard, but the actual meat, the story, the writing, all of that was utter arse. I am reminded of Pirate Princess Fen here. Another anime which starts amazing, goes on okay, and then drifts into idiocy. Only I guess where they at least tried to do some philosophical message. It was utter tripe, but hey, it was something different. Here it's a mix of random tropes, cliches, characters, and zero care about any of them. The story, or really whatever else. It's as if an AI wrote this. I guess if I were to praise something else, it would be the tiny period of respite Shizuka experienced in the werewolf village. The relationship there was done fairly well, and her attempt to actually give the investigation a shot, it could have been a nice spotlight for her, giving her ground and letting her shine. Only that was a complete waste of as well, as it didn't lead anywhere. And I liked the design for Aya. She's cute, I wanna draw her. I guess that's another positive. Really biggest reason for me to continue watching that whole show is just her design. I wanted to see the designs for her full body, but it ends on the cliffhanger, obviously meaning to get at least one more season. Probably way more. But since it's such garbage, I hope there really isn't anything else coming.